can't hear me. Chris, can you hear me? Anybody tuned in? Can y'all hear me? I can hear myself. I can't. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I just want to make sure that everything is working as it should. Chris, can you hear me? Anybody tuned in? Can y'all? There we go. There we go. I got action. So I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit and explain what's going on. I know you see people graduate all the time. That's not what that is. That's not what this is. You know what I'm saying? So um people graduate every day. My situation is just a little bit different. In my situation, um, I have been through a lot of life. I've been through a lot of life. Shout out, what's up? Where I see you, Parquet, Heavy Paper. I'm sorry. I'm gonna respect the name changes. So I've been through a lot of life, y'all. A lot of life. I got 10 felonies, two different bits, and I didn't just go to school and shuck and jive my way through school. I made sure that I went through there and I handled my business. I'm graduating with a 3.7 next week. I will be near the top of my class. I don't know the numbers and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure it's somebody that's 19 or 20 with a 4.0. It's not that. The thing is, I have 4 kids. I have so many commitments and different things that I got going on between business and music and everything else. And I still buckled down and got that together. So this is not a stunt to anybody. Anybody know me that I'm not trying to stunt on you. I'm just telling you, you can do this too. You can do this too. I am not anything out of the ordinary. So it's people that you get close to my age or you get older. I'm 38. You know what I'm saying? I'm 38. I went back to school after getting out the Fed. So when I came out of high school, I caught a bit. I came out of high school, I caught a bit. I was 18, like fresh out of high school. I caught a bit. I did 9 years in the state joint. I came home at 27. When I came home at 27, I was right back in the streets. So I may have been out maybe 2 months, 3 months before I was like knee deep in the streets. Like within those 2, 3 months, I was pit patting around and still trying to like, man, I can probably get a job or do something. So I haven't had a real job like since I was at like McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So I've literally just been in the streets, finding my way through and doing things. And so I was out about maybe like 4.5, 5 years, and I end up with a Fed case. So I fought this Fed case for about close to 2 years, like maybe like 22 months or something. So I fought this Fed case. And then I go to the feds. So while I'm in the feds, I copped out to a conspiracy case. They was trying to RICO me. If you're familiar with my music, I did the whole RICO song and all of that. Everything was true. So they pulled me over, did all that stuff, and I ended up with this case. Now, while I'm fighting this case, um, some things start hitting me. I'm right back in the skillet. By this time I got kids. So when I did my state case, I didn't have kids. Now I got kids. I got other things that I got to think about. So I'm making up my mind that if it's any opportunities for me to do something better with myself, when I get in there, I'm gonna do something better. So now I'm looking at this Fed case, and when they was trying to recall me, it was like 17 years they were offering me. So they was trying to get me to cop out to like 17 and a half years for this RICO case, and it's a drug conspiracy case. I'm very transparent with anything that's went on with me. I deal with people personal information. I've never been a scammer. Nobody has had any issues with that. So I've been a hustler all my life. So while I'm dealing with this case, I'm paying all this lawyer fare, doing all this stuff, and I'm literally watching my bankroll like diminish. So I'm still doing music. I eventually start making some money off the music, getting paid for shows and features and doing different things. But my bankroll is literally diminishing. No matter how much money I was making, that's why you see rappers and stuff catching these cases, because you can make some money, but if you are living a street life, you have a certain amount of expenses. So my expenses were relatively high because I was running the streets and I wasn't paying attention to, thanks, Aunt Frank. Like, there's a lot of people on here that went to school with me and stuff. So I wasn't paying attention to how much money I was spending because I was making the money so fast. Now, I catch the case. I'm paying for the lawyer fare, doing all this, and I'm watching my bankroll diminish because my hustle didn't stop for the most part. So I didn't rose everything up. I got car notes and high ass insurance and a condo that's expensive as hell. So I'm spending all of this money. And I say, man, the street shit wasn't worth it. Like it just really wasn't worth it. So now I'm scared to death because the Fed's been watching me for, like 8, 9 months or whatever. This is by their account. It could have been longer. This is what they told me. So I'm fighting this case. I'm doing all this. So basically, I was damn near scared straight. So I'm watching everything that I've built illegally crumble. So I'm fighting for my life. Uh, my relationship is on the rocks. My kids are born, and I know that no matter what happens, I'm about to spend some amount of time away from them because I don't think I'm gonna beat this case. I'm caught dead to rights. They've been watching me. They kind of know what's going on. They didn't have a whole lot of information. I'm kind of decent at how I maneuvered a little bit, but they had enough information that fighting it was like, that's cool, nigga, but you gonna take all this time. So anyway, I'm fighting for my life, fighting for this case. And I said, man, if it's any opportunities I can take to better myself, then that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I get into the Fed joint. I was in Milan, and a guy that I knew from the state joint bumped into me, and he said, jackpot, they got school there. So I said, dang, I'm gonna go see what I need to do to enroll in this school. So I do that. Like literally as soon as the chance came, I went in there, and the lady only did it on Mondays. So I went in there on that Monday. I did it. I signed up, and everything was approved. I was good. So I was ready to start. Once I started, it was a teacher there named Dr. Donnelly. So when Dr. D seen that he seen how I was maneuvering a little bit, and the class was the first year student or whatever, the FYS class, and it was about good decisions and bad decisions. So when Dr. D, caught wind of me answering a couple questions and everything, Dr. D, who was a brother, he pulled me to the side. He said, "Listen, man, you're incarcerated right now, and we've had conversations in class, so I know this is not your first time being incarcerated. Um, but this should be your last time." And he explained to me that although this particular program is just to get your associate's degree, you should think beyond this, and you should plan on going further than just getting your associate's degree, and don't just go to school because you're here. So I took heed to what Dr. Donnelly said, and I began to plan ahead to do exactly what I'm doing. So this was maybe October of 2017. I was just starting my bit. I came in there in July. School started in September. So yeah, it was like October. And I said, dang, man, if I could take this further, I can use this opportunity, and I can make them pay for a college degree, even though I have to sit in here. I can use my time in here. And if I keep my grade point average high enough, I can get the school that I choose to go to after this to actually pay for the next degree. So I did just that. I graduated in 2019 from was it 2019? Yeah, I graduated in 2019 from Jackson College through Milan, Michigan. They got a program that they call the Prison Initiative Program. So the prison education initiative. So the PEI program gave us the Pell Grants in prison, and it allowed us to go to school. So while we're in there, people could say, "Oh man, you in jail." People do whatever. Literally, it was two of us that graduated, and I just went to it was two brothers that graduated, excuse me. And it was and I don't got nothing against the white people that took advantage of it, but it was like a graduation full of white people, and it was two brothers, and it was a prison that was maybe 75% black, or 70% black, and only two of us graduated from this program at the time that I graduated, and they were offering this program. Now I'm pretty sure more people graduated, but it was brothers that was talking this program down, and it was brothers that was saying, "Oh man, those guys going to that school, those credits won't transfer outside of here. All they doing is taking their Pell Grant money, they setting them up, and they doing whatever." So it was so much negative conversation because the program was brand new. And then you seen guys sign up and guys drop out. You seen guys sign up and guys drop out. So like I said, once I graduated, it was only me and one other brother. And it's sad to say that I went to that brother's funeral in November. I went to his funeral in November. And um, when we came home, I told him, I said, bro, they'll let you in Wayne State and they'll give you a scholarship for being, going through hardship. And the scholarship was a Wayne State Warrior scholarship. And so he went to the school and we took some pictures together because I bumped into him there. And that was the only time I bumped into him. We took some pictures together and I told him, he said, man, good looking, man. I signed up. Everything went like you said. The lady got me in here. Everything was good. They helped me get in here. And he told me, he said, man, I'm already falling behind. This was maybe like the second or third week of this semester. And I was like, what you mean you falling behind? It's like the second week. He said, man, I got so much going on. I got my kids, I got work. I said, and I got all the same thing, And I'm like, don't let that deter you. Just stay focused. You know what I mean? I'm telling them, just stay focused. We done already been through the hard part. We've been through prison. We've been through the streets. All you have to do is stay focused. And I think he dropped out maybe 2-3 weeks later. And like I said, he ended up passing in November. So when he passed, all I thought about was the decisions that we make. And, his wife may be on my page or, some other brothers that's close to him. I don't want to get into the details surrounding how he passed. But a lot of times it's the decisions that we make. And we were on the same path. And like I said, we're going through the same struggle, but I buckled down. I basically gave up my personal life and I focused on what needed to be done to graduate. And I'm graduating and nobody could take this from me. So nobody could take this from me. It's something that I earned, and I took the words that Dr. D expressed to me early on, and I carried this high grade point average. And I wish I could have had a 4.0 all the way through, but it was some classes that I just wasn't interested in. I did the best I could, like it was science classes and different things like that. So I don't know who this Facebook user is, but I appreciate you. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you. So shout out to Anne Frank. Shout out to everybody, y'all. I really appreciate y'all, man. So what we go through as people is not enough to stop you if you really want something. This was something that I really wanted. This was something that I buckled down on. And I'm even getting into the NBA program. I start the NBA program on the 9th. And that's exciting, but just to further this was great for me, and the finality of it is great. So I got on my cap and gown, y'all. Graduation next week, but I got the cap and gown today. I don't care. I wear it every day. I'm gonna take me some graduation pictures this weekend, and y'all gonna see this. But I earned this. You can't take this from me, and I don't care if you get tired of me wearing it. I might put this on tomorrow and go to the grocery store. It's mine. I paid for it. I earned it. So I may wear the whole thing to the grocery store because I went through so much like in life and I didn't make any excuses. And that's the point of this video. If you are a person that want to do something, I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 45, 50, 65, 70, 100. Stop making excuses. Whatever you're trying to do, you can do. It takes sacrifices. And that's what you have to be honest with yourself about. If you don't want to make the sacrifices, say that. Don't make excuses. If you don't want to make the sacrifices, admit to yourself that whatever you want to do may not fall through for you because you don't want to make the sacrifices. I don't like that people, always. Dominique, I told Dominique she was a inspiration. I never explained it, but she here watching. So Dominique is somebody that I know from my neighborhood. And Dominique, I was in prison and I called Dominique, and Dominique was finishing up her MBA. She went straight from school at King and went down to Florida, FAMU, and got her master's. And I was like, dang, the trajectory of life. I made bad decisions. I've never had any problem with the decisions I make. I try to, make the best of it. But I was looking, I said, dang, Dominique went and grinded it out and got that together. It was no excuses. And that's when I told her like a week or two ago, like, you're an inspiration. Like, people make excuses, but I've seen it firsthand. I've seen you not get involved in the neighborhood stuff. I've seen you move around people a certain way, and I've seen you, go down there, handle your business, and like actually uh make a career of what you were doing. So, and then I even watched you move back here and have to restart, and you didn't let that get you down. You actually grinded it out. And I want to say congratulations to you too. So I look at everything and I take everything in, and I look at how people move, and that helps me understand what it takes to actually get through things. So the people that you can be around people, and you can let those people deter you, or you can let those people give you an excuse. No problem, Dominique. Like, I give flowers where it's due. Like, and I honestly meant that from my heart. Like, just watching you grind it out and literally say, look, I got to do this, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make this happen. You had to restart, you got right to it and made that happen. And that's inspirational. So, and it's other people, like, it's other people that I look at and I see them we all have different struggles and different fights. My fight just so happened to be with the streets. A lot of people didn't understand my thing with the streets. But I've been in the streets my whole life. So I've been the juvenile. I was like 11 in juveniles. I was in a foster home even when I was 10. I went to juvenile at 11. I was in a foster home in Battle Creek. I've been in a gang all my life. Even now, I don't like dog anybody in the gang. I don't tear down people in the gang. I don't act like I'm not in the gang. I just look at gang life a little different. I'm not actively gang banging anymore, but I've been in the gang my whole life. So, my story was a little different, and people can try to take away from that and try to like, well, but it's no, but I didn't have anything to start from, and I made something happen. So it's no excuses, and people have to take away the excuses. So, thanks, Breeze. So, and that's what I'm trying to explain to people. Like, man, you could do anything. It's people now like Breeze. I talk to Breeze regularly, like almost every day. And I say, and Breeze want to get this trucking license, do it. Let's not make excuses. Let's get to it. So everything is about how you handle your business. And people see people on social media and they think they can't be like this in real life. I am genuinely me in real life. What you see on social media is what you see in real life. I'm not a extra loud person. Even when my money was falling out every pocket, I've never been a loud stunting type of person. I'm never going to be a stunting loud type of person. I'm not that. I do all right for myself. I've always done all right for myself, legally or illegally. I'm okay, but I'm not a throw it in your face type of person. I just I'm just me. So you wouldn't know what I got going on if I don't post it. And I'm kind of private. I do enough, even when as a rapper, I did enough to say that, you have some access to me without giving you full access. That's just how I maneuver. But I want to talk to my people, because my people, we dog each other, or we say, you too old to do this, or you too old to do that, or maybe you got people in your ear telling you that you should do something else because it's easier. It doesn't matter. The road could be easier. The road could be harder. If it's something that you want to do, you got to strap them on and do it. It takes sacrifices. You may not be able to hang out like you want to. You may not be able to party like you want to. You may not even be able to watch your favorite series on Netflix or Hulu, whatever. You may have to make those type of sacrifices. Hell, you may even lose a lot of sleep. I lost a lot of sleep in the last 2 years. But in these 2 years, I did not take my foot off the brakes. What I did was I challenged myself. So the process of getting better is all about how you look at yourself and how you look at your life. You have to challenge yourself in order to keep some type of interest in it. So if it's not a challenge to you, then you feel like you can do it easy, or you start skimping, or you start doing little stuff that makes you lose interest in it. So you have kids that's been like that. You got kids that's geniuses, but they lose interest in work and they don't do their work at school, so they fail. And that's how a lot of times people have to find something to push them, and they call this their why. So once you find your why and you give yourself that type of motivation, it's hard to fall off. It's hard to fall off. So when people say, man, you got these kids, you got this life, or whatever, and I do everything that I'm supposed to do, and I challenge myself. I challenge myself to keep my grade point average high. I challenge myself to graduate as soon as possible. My advisors were even like, you sure you want? I took 5 classes last semester and 5 classes this semester, and my advisors were like, Do you sure you want to take all these classes? You have a whole life. And I said, yes, I'm going to take all these classes because that's my pace. I'm challenging myself and that's my pace. So let me take this damn thing off. Listen, I'm hot. Let me take this damn thing off. So once you are actually challenging yourself in anything that you do in your business, don't sell yourself short. Don't say you want to make $3,000 this month. If you really want to make 10, just say I want to make $10,000 and go hard to make your $10,000. If you fall short, you fall short, but set a goal and aim for it. Like I would have loved to graduate with 4.0, but I fell a little short, but it's cool. I'm graduating with a 3.7. You know what I'm saying? I was challenging myself. I fell a little short. I don't feel like a failure. I don't know what a C look like. I've never had a C. You know what I'm saying? I've had all A's and B's, and sometimes I fell short. Last semester I had all A's. This semester I got 2 B's. It's part of life. So it's all about how you handle adversity. You know, Unc hot. Listen, it's these lights. There's so much going on. So it's all about. He talking about Unc get hot. Hey, Ant, you got me messed up, bro. I'm hot as hell. It's thing on. I got this robe on. Every time y'all see me on live, I always got a t-shirt on. This ain't it. So it's just about how you handle adversity, man, and anything that you want. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So whatever you're trying to get in life, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So it's all about how you handle adversity. So in my handling of adversity, I choose to challenge myself. I choose to set goals. I write everything down. This is what I want to do by this time. This is what I want to do. And I wanted to make sure I graduated by this summer. So I loaded up on classes. I got like 150 credits. So the MBA, I only have to take the concentration credits. Like I just need the mandatory classes because I took so many credits. But I had to take 5 and 5 of the credits that I needed to graduate this semester. And I grinded it out. You know what I'm saying? I was doing these type of lives and doing some other things with my business. I had to slow down on all of my clients straight. I'd make sure all my clients good. I try to catch all the meetings I set and do everything that I got to do for my clients. But things like this, I kind of fell a little short on. I'm going to get back to it in the next coming weeks. And I just want to talk to my people, man. If y'all got anything y'all got going on, y'all need some help with something. And if I can help, I'll help. If I don't know the answer, I can reach out to somebody that may know the answer, y'all. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in, y'all. I just wanted to talk to y'all. Don't give up. Don't stop. Stay motivated, stay positive, and keep grinding, y'all. Do not give up. I swear, man, it was hard. Like, I'm not about to tell y'all it was easy. I'm not about to tell y'all prison was easy. You know what I'm saying? I did 9 years. I was 18 and did 9 years. I was 18 and did 9 years. I can't tell you it was easy. I went into level 4 crazy. Anybody that know me, like, man, Jackpot didn't calm down. Like, I literally went into prison like I was at war because I was in a level 4 fighting my case. I was in a high level, in a county fighting my case. And a lot of the people who had been there was like, bro, it's a war zone. So I went into prison like it was a war zone, So when I went in there, I was already thinking, I'm going to get in here. I'm going to tear some shit up. So when I got in there, I had to tear some shit up. Like, it's nothing to brag about. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. I just want to keep it real. Like, man, prison is real. Like, it's hard. You got people now that's pumping this up. You got people now that's, what's up, fam? Thank you, man. So you got people now that's pumping this up. You got people now that's acting like prison is some stamp or some, something to be proud of. But prison ain't that. Like, prison is definitely, man, it's demeaning. Prison is demeaning, especially as you get older in age. So when I went back this second time, like, listen, this second time it was a mental, it was the first bit was physical because I'm thinking it's a war zone. I go into a war zone. Now, towards the end, I calmed down and, probably like the middle, I calmed down a little bit. I was hustling. So I was doing all right for myself. I wasn't, I realized you can't hustle and stay in trouble. So, because the police always going to be on your ass. So I learned how to hustle better and I brung that home. So even when the feds picked me up, they told me, they like, man, you smart as hell, but everybody ain't so smart because I had learned how to hustle and stay under the radar and learn how not to be loud and to handle myself a certain way. So, and that's what I did. I hustled. I was out here like 5 years and hustled and most people didn't know what I was doing. They just know I was doing all right for myself. So, getting into the second bit, it wasn't a physical bit anymore. It was a mental bit. I had kids. I had a woman out there that was by herself and needed me for stuff. I had a lot of things that I had on my mind. It was mental. So I took that time to actually get my mental together. It was like training my mental. I had to make sure that I was doing my schoolwork. I had different things. I had to learn how to avoid a lot of different stuff. And I did that for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I've only had to get physical once or twice, maybe. But I for the most part, I avoided all BS by not getting into it, and handling it. I learned how to avoid it. So you can avoid a lot of things as long as you're conscious about it and you stay out of the way. So I learned how to do that. So going into, coming home and actually getting into the college, I said, well, this is something that's a full-time job. This is not something I can skimp on. This is not something I can, okay, it's an assignment due tonight. I can do that. Now, some people could do that if they, 18, 19, 20, and they don't have as many responsibilities as I have as far as kids and paying bills and taking care of my business. But I couldn't afford to do that. So I had to learn how to handle my business a certain way. And it's different. People try to equate running the streets to business. It's different when you're running the streets. People are on your time a lot of times. It's a lot of people. And you got the weed man that's always pulling up. I know some weed men that's pulling up and they 40 minutes away. The streets, some things away for you. When you're in school and you're doing certain things in business, you have deadlines that you have to meet. You have certain criteria that you have to meet. If you sell somebody a bowl pack of weed or a bowl sack, as long as it ain't too crazy, they might not mess with you next week. But in business, once your name is tarnished, it's over for you. So it's certain things. Thanks, GQ, man. I appreciate you. And GQ, I need to pull up on you probably tomorrow or something, man. I gotta bump into you and grab a book. I want to see what you're talking about. You know what I mean? See what the Monday's talking about. So I had to avoid a lot of stuff. I missed a lot of stuff. All I'm saying is if you want to do something, commit to it, y'all. Commit to it, lock it down, and that's all I'm teaching in my program. So I'm a business consultant, what they call it or whatever, but I'm actually coaching entrepreneurs. I want to help people get over the BS. I want to help people, like, I got funding partners. I can help people get funding if they meet the criteria. I don't promote that a lot. The main thing is the mindset, because you can get funding and blow the funding. You see what everybody did with their PPP money. Not everybody, but a lot of people blew the PPP money because they don't have the training and the mindset to actually do something positive with it. So we need, as entrepreneurs, we need some type of groundwork, some type of foundation to help us be successful in business. So that's what I want to help. I want to help brothers and sisters do that. And it's not easy because a lot of the people that need help look at you as competition. So they don't want to let you know, like, man, I need some help. A lot of times people want to like put off this air of being successful. And it's like, dude, come get you some help. Like, come get you some help and get some things set up and actually be successful. Social media has everybody want to look successful, and very few people are really successful. You can, if that works for you and you feel like getting likes is helpful, that's cool. But what's more helpful is actually having the money that you want people to think that you got. So I'm trying to do something with that and actually build it all the way up. I'm rebuilding my website and getting all of that type of things in there because it went from credit repair to business credit to what I'm doing now. I just want to help the entrepreneurs. And even as I get the MBA and other things, that's my main thing, is that consulting us, because I understand our struggle. I was telling somebody, actually right before I got on here, I was explaining to somebody that I took a course that a guy had, and the guy came on there and he was talking about, I've been through some things. I've really been through some things. My parents divorced when I was 5 years old or 6 years old. And, I left business school and worked at a firm, and I was drinking all the time, and I would forget things because I was drunk. And it was like, my God, all of that's cool, but you can't relate to my struggle. You can't relate to my struggle. And I'm not just talking about prison, y'all. My struggle included prison. Your struggle can include something else. If you're a female that had a kid real young, your struggle is different than this guy talking about he had a divorce. And we're dealing with different mental blocks and different types of things that's embedded in us, like since we were kids. You talking about a divorce, and that could have been traumatic for you. That, I'm not taking nothing away from your parents divorcing, but it's not the same as growing up in the hood. It's not the same as actually having an idea, but not having the resources or knowing the right connections to help you uh, internalize this idea and then bring this idea to fruition. Like, it's different when your parents leave you a trust fund and you got some type of grounding to fall on when you're leaving school, and you got this college education that's paid for by your divorced parents, and you jacked it off because you wanted to drink a little bit and you lost your job and all of that. And I'm not belittling any type of struggle, but I'm saying it's different when you come from where we come from. It's different when you 18 and you go catch a bit and you do 9 years. It's different to bounce back. And people graduate every day, but people ain't me. It's different to bounce back. It's different. It's different to make bad decisions and have to bounce back from 9 years of being incarcerated, and you get right back in the streets because you feel like that's all you got. You know, I didn't learn anything in the state. I didn't learn anything. They didn't have no programs for us, nothing when I went in there. They just got college since I've been home, but they didn't have anything in there. They didn't have the auto mechanic program. They didn't have anything. The only class they had was a custodial maintenance class. Out of 9 years, the only class that I was eligible for was a custodial maintenance class. And that was like the last 9 months before I came home. They offered a custodial maintenance class. And I don't got nothing wrong with custodians, but that ain't what I was trying to do. I took it because it was the only class they had the whole entire time I was there. So the opportunity to actually go to school didn't present itself until I went to the feds. So the struggle is different when you go through something. I'm saying when you really go through something. When you 15 and you dealing with a pregnancy, that's different than you being 5 or 6 and your parents divorcing. But you get all of these gurus and all these coaches, and they want to relate to the people that's struggling, and they want to sell you some fantasy about this program. And it's like, nah, you don't need a program. You need real help. We're dealing with mental blocks. Thank you, Shani. We're dealing with mental blocks, like real mental blocks. That's like lifelong mental blocks. So you get, you 25 and 35 and some people 45 and 50, and you dealing with these mental blocks, and you start to think that this struggle is a way of life. You start to believe that actually barely making it is okay. And that's a problem. That's a problem because you never have to finish where you started. You never have to finish where you started. So you can always learn. Life is about learning. So if you stay in a stagnant place, once again, it's a growth mindset. And then you got this mindset that you're stagnant, that you don't want to do anything. And it's set. Your mindset is set on, this is what I do. This is my lifestyle. I came from a set mindset. Once again, I was a drug dealer. In high school, I sold drugs. I've always hustled before that. I've been, I'm a, like literally in the streets. It's people that go to college. Let's say it's some people that may have had it rough. Dominique, who I was just talking about, I don't know if she's still on, but Dominique was just on. She came from a single parent household. That's why I said, she was she was very inspirational because she had a lot of those struggles. So, and she overcame it. So what I'm saying is we all come from some type of struggle, but your struggle is not an excuse to keep doing BS. Your struggle is not an excuse to keep bumping your head, especially when you have other people that have to deal with you bumping your head. So let's say you are in the streets, and if you've ever been to prison, I got one of the guys I'm cool with. He just went back to prison for like the 5th time. And as fast as he went back to prison, he was hitting me up, bro, do this for me. Can you send me this, bro? This and that and that. And I try to keep it real, but my God, this is your 5th bit. What's so enticing about the streets that make you want to keep going back to prison? This is your 5th bit. So you never want to be that person. I was so embarrassed at my 2nd bit that I said, this can't be life. I can't make this something that I'm doing regularly, because 3rd, 4th, 5th bit, it's no difference. You're literally just racking up bits, and you start getting desensitized to actually being incarcerated, to where it's just a part of whatever you're doing. So now this desensitization, you're not thinking about what your family do. You're not thinking about how hard it is on your woman or how hard it is on your kids. It's so selfish for you to stay in these streets and keep doing exactly what you're doing, and everybody around you have to suffer the consequences. And I didn't realize that. I'm thinking it's just prison. I go to prison. Worst case, I got beat somebody up. Even worse than that, I may have to stab somebody. I ain't had to stab nobody, but I'm saying that's how I'm looking at. Worst case, I'm gonna have to put my hands on somebody. I hold my own. I haven't went to prison and got beat up. I got snuck in the state like my third year in the state, joining level 4. Somebody hit me in the back of the head. Now, but I ain't got beat up. You know what I'm saying? What's up, guy? What's up, Jay? Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. So I'm just saying, bro, you have to change your life. Nobody else is going to change your life. And this coming from somebody that had to change their life. I was using my Alvin Hill name, but my brother is Alvin Hill too. So it's JP1. I'm the logo. And I'm telling you, I'm me. I'm not changing. I had to change my life. And to change my life, I had to change my mind. And changing my mind is what helped me make better decisions, because you can't say, well, I'm gonna do better or I'm gonna change, and you're around the same crowd. It don't work like that. You can't say I'm gonna do better, I'm gonna change, and you got the same habits. It don't work like that. You can't say I'm gonna do better, I'm gonna change, but you're into the same thing every single day. It doesn't work like that. You're gonna have to change everything that you do. You got to change the things you read, the things you watch, the things you listen to. You have to change the conversations you have. You have to change the people around you, because they're always going to treat you like the person you was. So now you got now I don't mean your immediate circle, because some of them may accept you for the new person you are, and some of them may do some things different. But I'm saying, if the people you're around, all y'all do is get together, dang, homie, what's up, boy? What's up, boy? What you got on the fire? What you got on the drink? Boom, boom, boom. I'm about to come chill with you. Let's watch the hood movies. Let's play the video games. Let's do this and that. And you end up losing days at a time to doing nothing. So now you look up, in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years then pass, you've made no progress. But you're in the streets, you're constantly doing things in the streets. And then while you're out there doing things in the street every day, you playing Russian roulette with the police. You playing Russian roulette with the Jack Boys. You playing Russian roulette with your life. You playing Russian roulette with your family. Everything is on the line. So now you in the streets, and the streets ain't what they used to be. I had a conversation with somebody the other day. I said, dang, man, either the streets changed or they never was what I thought they was, because I've always been a man of principle. In the streets, I handle my business. I catch my case. I do my time. I just got off the phone with my rappy. I'm cool with my rappies. You know, I've never made a statement. I don't do that. I don't talk to police. I've stood by the rules anytime I've had to deal with the police. But you have people that, and I just had a guy that we was cool with, and he out, and come to find out, he a whole rat. And this is how the streets is treating us. The streets is hiding rats. Before I came on here, I seen something with Prize, and they talking about Prize was an informant for over 20 years. This is somebody that you got close to you that know all your secrets. You don't even know that this man is a federal informant. This is how the streets working. So the streets is so dead that I was able to make a transition without any type of gripe, because I'm watching people kiss rat ass. Like, I'm watching people look up to people that cooperated and sent other people to jail. This is not something that I learned from the streets. The way I learned the streets in the early 90s was that, look, man, the police catch you, shut your mouth. Look, man, if you owe somebody, you pay them. Look, if this happened, that happened. And I've always played by the rules. So anybody that know me, what's up, Geesey? You see hold on, Geesey. This is Geesey, y'all. This is somebody I was in the feds with. This Geesey, Dave Geesey, my guy. This my guy. You see me, Dave? I graduate. Dave see me grind it out. Dave see me grind it out. Dave doing good for himself out here too. And once again, y'all, it's all about how you handle your business. I told Dave what I was gonna do. I told Dave, I said, Dave, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna go get this bachelor, and then I'm gonna see from there. But I'm in the NBA, program. I was accepted. I start in a week, and I'm gonna handle that business the same way I handle this one. So all I'm saying is, back to the streets. That's my guy. I love Dave, y'all. Dave a good guy. If you see Dave, man, Dave a big goofy looking white dude, but he 100. Shout out to Big Dave, man. So so all I'm saying, man, like even people that, if you got people, and I want to tell people about this. So I'll be out and start doing public speaking. I did it before. I spoke at CAS, I spoke at other events. And if you got people that need somebody to come out and talk to the people, man, I'll go to juveniles. I'll go wherever you need me at, because it's real, bro. It's real out here. And if we can't get back in the community and talk to our kids, then they are constantly, this a cycle. It's really a cycle. And we hate to admit it. We blame everything on the system and we blame everything on the man, but it's a lot of us. It's a lot of the things that we praise. It's a lot of the things that we put on this pedestal, like all the material stuff. And you look at our females now. Our females are out twerking because that's what gets them attention, because they feel like this is what a man want to see. You see females out with their friends and they twerking. What's up, Mo? So you see females out with their friends and they twerking, and it's so demeaning to our women. And I've never been a big dude on that. I did a video when I first came home from the state, and it was called We Winning, and I had some strippers in there. That was the first and last time I did that. And to be honest, that's my biggest video ever. The video did like 500,000 views between World Star and YouTube. And I'm telling you, y'all, I would never promote that type of thing at this point in my life. Actually, I hadn't done anything else like that. But I'm telling you, our women, we have to like love our women, support our women. We have to make sure, because our women are raising our kids, y'all. You know, even if you in a house, even though I'm in a house, my woman is raising my kids. So I don't want to demean women. I don't want women to think that in order to talk to me, you need some big ass booty, or in order to be attractive, you need, titties flowing everywhere, and you got to shake your ass everywhere, and you got to go have surgeries and get your lips filled and all this weird stuff, y'all. So the way that we value things is setting our kids up. So the way that we we praise all of this stuff, and you say, instead of education, you bigging up chains. So now your son like, dang, I got to get this chain. He don't understand what it takes to actually get the chain, and he don't care, because in a kid mind, it's a by any means type of thing. So when you are praising all this material stuff, and that's what you show these kids, and you look up to this type of stuff, and our kids only see that. Our kids, I talked to Nate, I mentioned this on another live thing. So Nate caught a case when he was 11. It was a murder case, and Nate went to juvenile till he was like 21 or whatever. Nate got out, and Nate ended up back in prison, and I bumped into Nate. And Nate said, bro, and like I'm talking about, Nate was my guy, bro. Like me and Nate, as long as we was at that institution together, we go out, we play one-on-one, we hoop, we work out together. Like Nate was my guy. And Nate explained to me, he said, man, I was a kid when I went to prison. And Nate said, all I seen the time I was in prison was Jeezy, Make It Rain, everybody, the money coming up, the cash money, the all of this stuff. He said, so when I came home, all I'm thinking is I got to make some money. So he said all these cameras was on me. Nate did Oprah, and Nate, he came home. It was like so much media attention. He had a white mink on and gators, and it was crazy. Like it was a crazy thing when Nate got out, and Nate was like, man, it was crazy because I got all this attention. I'm on Oprah, but I don't have no money. So Nate was back in the streets, and that's what I'm saying. We value some of the wrong stuff. And Nate was a kid; he didn't know no better. He went to prison at juvenile at 11, and he was in there 10 years for this murder. And he obviously didn't have it together because he was in there for murder at 11, right? So when Nate transitioned into adulthood, he learned how to read and got his GD and everything. They never showed him how to survive as an adult. They didn't give him certain tools that it would take for him to be a better person and actually survive out there. The TV grew, he grew up in the TV. You know what I'm saying? What's happening? So he grew up in the TV, and the TV raised Nate. And now Nate coming out thinking he got to make it rain like Jeezy to even beat somebody. So I want to give back to the community. I'm not charging to go talk to these kids. If it's kids anywhere, I don't care if you at a school, wherever you at. I want to talk to the kids and I want to motivate the kids, man, because the kids really the future, y'all. And that's so like 89, but it's really the truth. So we've lost so much touch with our kids, that our kids are being raised by video games and social media, and our kids are desensitized to violence and sex and all of that. So kids are having sex at a younger age. If you go through your kids' phones, thank you, Jasmine. If you go through your kids' phone, you start finding sexual stuff and different things, because our kids are being raised by all of this technology. And we have so much going on, especially if we are single or if we are both grinding. You can be in a household with two parents and both of them got jobs, both of them got things going on, and you don't get that type of attention that you need. And our kids are stuck being raised by these phones, and they being raised by the TV, and they being raised by these video games, and the desensitization to everything. I'm talking about everything, the music, even the music, right? So when I was a kid, it was music that was, we had the, F the Police. We had, Snoop with, bees ain't, you know what I mean? We had all of that, but everything popular right now is walk them down, walk them down. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Always a Panther. Okay, my guy. River Rouge in the building. So what I'm saying is we got, everything like Cinco sitting here and I hear him rapping the songs. Cinco know all of the walk them down, bend the block, hit my ops, all of this stuff. And I'm a rapper myself, and I don't rap about, bending the corner and shooting my ops and doing all of this stuff. And you don't even realize what your kids are taking in. So now when something is on the line, you have these kids that's so quick to pull out these guns and shoot each other. It was some little guys in my neighborhood. If you don't know, I'm from Southwest Detroit. It was some guys that's like sitting out there. What's up, Sam? This is a guy I went to middle school with. What's up, Sam? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And I'll just tell him my story. Even how I moved here. I grew up in Ben Harbor. I moved here. Sam, Dave, all them guys out there. Everybody didn't welcome me, but I ended up being cool. So it ended up working out. Everybody didn't welcome me. It was some guys that was really like had issues with me. And it could have been that their girlfriend liked me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care. I could fight. I always could fight. I was never worried about nobody doing nothing to me. So I'm just saying we are living in a time where we have to stop the presses. We have to pay more attention to our kids. We have to, let me see, you really doing your thing. They don't get it. You spit straight. No, I'm telling the truth, bro. Like, so even the grown-ups, like even the adults, bro, it's so many adults sitting on social media arguing about what somebody else doing. It's grown-ups. It's I don't even want to say grown-ups. It's people over 21. So it's these people that's sitting on this social media, and they sitting here and everything is predicated on what somebody feel about them, or everything is so they so emotionally attached to these apps. And it's like, my dog, log off. Your son is failing, log off. You know what I mean? Even with people saying, the good, I seen something today, I'm a good parent or whatever. Like, you have people that take pictures and post on social media, and you got people, oh, you're such a good parent. You're such a good, no. No, it takes a lot more than that. And we have way more distractions now, even as adults, than we had before. You got to think, when we were coming up, you may have had 40 channels on cable. I'm just going with cable. It's 10,000 channels now. You got podcasts. You got social media. Yeah, I'm using GPT chat. Not on here, though. I ain't using GPT chat on here. I'm using GPT chat. I love it. I love GPT chat. Listen, they came up with some stuff. So I'm just being 100, y'all. Like, we have to pay attention to our children, and we have to pay attention to how we treat each other. Because if you're dogging females, even if it's not your woman, you're just dogging females, and your son is around, your son is taking that on. If you're dogging men and your daughters and your sons around, whatever, they looking at it like, whatever you putting out into the universe, you giving to your kids. And as brothers and sisters, we have to do better. We have to do better with each other. I see people all day because men this, women that. Nah, it's not that. It's a lot of us have things that we haven't healed from. It's a lot of us that have things that we haven't really accepted about our life. It's a lot of us that don't want to accept some things about our life, right? It's a lot of us that may feel like whatever I went through, but I'm okay. But you're not okay. You're not okay. Until you realize that you're not okay, you won't even get the help that you need to be okay. So what some of us do is we surround ourselves with other not okay people because it makes us feel better. If you're not doing anything in your life, think about it. You're around people that's not doing anything because it make you feel better about not doing anything. Just imagine getting around people that's motivated, that's actually making progress in life, and they get you off your ass to you making progress in life. You should not be stagnated until you die. Death is stagnation. Nothing else is stagnation. Prison is not stagnation. You can make progress in prison. Shout out to my guy Shaka Senghor, man. I talked to him earlier. He's not gonna be able to make my dinner. I'm having a graduation dinner at Upscale Cuisine. I have a friend that owns that restaurant. I'm not sure if he still owns Sloppy Chops. There's a lot going on, and I don't even want to get into that. But my guy Dave, what's up? Why? He say all them talks about doing the right thing paid off, man. For sure, bro. No, Dr. Jackson would definitely be proud, y'all. Dr. Jackson, I did a what's up, Kenny Mack? This is a guy I was in the state with. Kenny Mack, what's up? Why? So yeah, these is thank you, brother. So basically, Miss Jackson was our mentor in a program. Me and Dave did a program in the feds. Now this program, this helped too. This program is called Life Connections Program, and Dr. Jackson was the person that headed it for us. What's up, man? I see you. TC. So basically this program, the Life Connection Program, it was religious based, like it was a religion based program about bettering yourself. So a lot of my conversations come from that, but a lot of it come from actually doing the work. You can get all of this other stuff. What's up, Matt? So this is a guy I went to high school with. Everybody know me, man. Everybody know me. So basically, you can get all of these tools, and unless you use them, it's pointless. Thank you, brother. Thank you, DZ. So you can get all of these tools, and unless you actually use the tools, it's worthless. Hey, Lisa Martin, you know I came a long way. You remember me when I was a kid. You know I was bad. I'm a good guy now. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is it doesn't matter. Like people say, oh, I'm gonna go to this. I got E.T. latest book, and all of that. You got E.T., you got all these guys that do this public speaking and they pump you up and they pump you up and they pump you up. And then you leave there and you the same bum you was when you came. It's because you're not really committed to doing the work. Now you can go, thank you, Lisa Martin. And Lisa Martin, that's so funny because we always say your whole name. My whole family always say your whole name, Lisa Martin. So I'm just saying, y'all, the work, you have to commit to the work, because you can read every book, you can take all the notes, you can study everything, you can actually regurgitate the information, and unless you're willing to put in the work to actually do what you're saying that you want to do, it's pointless. So no matter what you're doing in your life, your music to your motivation is up and it's stuck. Keep grinding, gotta get up and get it for sure. I'm definitely, bro. So even my music, if you listen to a lot of my music, I'm saying the same thing. Like your life isn't over until it's over, but you have to want to, like, really want to do it. You can tell people anything. You can tell people, man, I want to do such and such, or I want to buy this, or I want to do that. And people do that all the time with me. They get, they see what I'm on. They start explaining what they want to do. But I see them doing something else. Now, I'm not judging them, but I see them doing something else. So if you're telling me you want to do X, Y, and Z, but you still hanging out with the same crowd, you still high all day and not getting anything accomplished, you're still somewhere drunk, somewhere, being unproductive and you still doing everything that you were doing yesterday, even though you want a different outcome, you'll probably have the same outcome. You do the same thing, you'll probably have the same outcome. It's even a saying that doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome is insanity. So until you change everything, I couldn't change one thing. I had to change everything because my mindset. Now, my mindset before was I want to take all these shortcuts. I want to do everything a certain way. I want to, I want to get over or I want to do this. Now, I've never like got over in the sense of cheating somebody. That I've always had character. Thankfully, I'm not a, sell fake drugs type of person or none of that. I've always had a sense of character, and that anchored me. And that's why I'm able to use my real name. And that's why I'm able to walk around and not have to worry about nobody doing nothing to me. Because even though I was in the streets, I never cheated nobody. I don't owe nobody. I ain't told on nobody. So character is everything. So a lot of times, even when people start doing business, they don't even understand why their business isn't making progress. Your business is probably not making progress because you have some issues in your personal life. So if you're a person that people are talking about in a negative light, then other people may not visit your business, right? So I appreciate you. So other people may not visit your business. So they wanted you for sure. And I had to learn that too. Matt. Matt said that growth comes in life, can't hold someone's hand forever. They must want to grow within themselves. And I had to learn that because I've forced the issue on certain people, like, come on, man, you can do this, you can blah, blah, blah. And they're, the tug of war, you will waste more energy trying to get somebody to get their life together because you have no real control over that. And you start to develop some type of emotional tie to that. You start thinking like, dang, I need them to come on. You start to, if you're pushing somebody so hard, you start tying your emotions into that and you can't control that. So while they still don't get it together, you end up stuck and not moving forward in your own progress. So I've learned to just handle my business. When people come and they ask me for something, it don't have to be money or nothing. It could be some type of advice or to help them do something. I can tell how serious they are if they come to the Zoom meeting on time, if they text me back in a timely fashion, if they pick up the phone, or if they miss a call, they call me right back. You start seeing who's serious and who on BS. And anybody that's on BS, you got to go the other way or you're going to end up on BS. It doesn't matter how much you're doing yourself. If you surround yourself with people doing nothing, they will anchor you down and you will look up and be in the mud somewhere. So you have to get around like-minded people and you have to be in like-minded relationships and you have to have like-minded conversations and you have to do things that actually promote the type of lifestyle that you really want. So unless you are committed to that in a 100% way, it usually don't work out. What's up, Crystal? So it usually don't work out until you commit 100%. You cannot halfway the commitment because whatever's not working will carry the weight. It will. You can do 9 good things and 1 bad thing. And that bad thing will be the reason that it's not successful. You can have 9 good business transactions and you can have 1 bad. I did it. I had a payment processing company and they were processing these credit repair payments. And I'm talking about I've had thousands of dollars processed through this processor. And I had somebody claim fraud. And they took the whole processor from me and they held up the last $1,000 that they had got and they didn't give it to me for like 3 months almost. And I'm just being 100 that one person saying that I did something and I didn't. I sent them the agreement. I sent them everything and they still was like, nah, we good. Right. And so then it's hard to get another payment processor. So because now you got this charge back and they like, oh, you doing this? Like, nah, bro, it's that 1 bad payment. So it doesn't matter how much positive you put in. You can post positive posts all day, and people could barely like it, barely comment, barely share it. You barely see any interaction. And you can post something negative. You could be beefing with your sister or something. Oh, I'm tired of this B, she this, she that. You throw all her dirt all in social media and do all of that. And people start to share it, like it. They love negativity. Most of the world love negativity. So they share it, they like it, they screenshot it to their friends. Girl, she over there going off on her sister. Girl, this and that, girl, that and that and that and that. So now you get all these likes and all this, and now that's fueling your fire. So your sister may see it and say, oh, she thinks bam, now she going on you. Bam. So now y'all going back and forth and all y'all family business on Facebook. Now all y'all family business on Instagram or whatever. So now you going through all of this, right? So everything that you built with all this positivity, you just tore down with one post. And that's how business is. And that's how your life can be. You can be on doing the greatest thing in the world, right? You can be making all this progress in the world. And one bad decision could have you spending the rest of your life in jail. One bad decision could have you spending 20 years. Now your daughter is out doing whatever she want to do. Your son is in jail. All this stuff. So all your decisions are they're interconnected. So I appreciate it. I don't know who these Facebook users are, but I appreciate y'all. So I'm just trying to help y'all understand that you have to do the right thing all the time, or it can be a waste. So you go to work, you go to school, you do all of this stuff, but you got a side hustle. That's cool. That's straight. Now, your side hustle don't even make you enough money to afford you an attorney if you get caught doing your side hustle. So now, bam, you going to work, you going to school, you going this, bam, bam, bam. So now I got this side hustle. Bam. I get jammed up. I'm just a working guy. For my federal case, I think it might have been like 25 grand. It might have been 25 grand. I had one charge. So now you're a working person. You don't got 25 grand to give nobody in a year. So let's say you actually hustled a little bit. You want to sell the car you hustled up on. So you paid 15,000 for this old school. Now you selling it, you only can get 6,500. So now you still 18 grand and $500 short or whatever. So you still short of that 25,000. So you start selling your chain and watch. You probably paid, 5,000, 6,000 for your watch. They're giving you 1,500, 2,500 tops, whatever. So you look up all this stuff you accumulated from the streets, all this stuff you accumulated through negative activity, it actually lost value. So you didn't risk your life, you risked your freedom, you risked all of that. And everything that you got was pointless. Now you in prison, you got the same clothes on as everybody else. You got these pictures and you got all of this BS you want to show off. Yeah, I did this, I did that. Yeah, but your store limit is the same as mine. You feel me? Is everything not worth it? So when people ask me about giving up the streets and giving up, my lifestyle after basically 25 years in the street. So I spent 25 years. When I say I've been in the street, anybody know me know I've been in the street. And it wasn't like a Wheezy LC, tighten up. So being in the streets, you got people that say they've been in the streets and they had man, I appreciate you, Ron. So you got people that say they've been in the streets and they've been working a 9 to 5. They've been tiptoeing in the streets. Like, bro, I've been in the streets. Like, head first in the streets. I paid my bills with street money. I did all of this in the streets. Like I drove nice foreign cars with street money. I had a nice house with street money. I didn't have a job. I made money in the streets. I was in the streets. So I've been in the streets my whole life. If I wasn't in the streets, I was in prison because I was in the streets. So from juvenile all the way through everything, I've been in the streets. And you have to reprogram yourself. So in that reprogramming, you have to realize that everything you thought about the streets was a facade, because keeping it real is overrated. It's so many rats running around, and it's guys that you think is solid that's rats, and it's guys that you think is solid that's dealing with known rats, and you look up and everything you thought was a lie. Everything I thought was a lie. Everything I thought about the streets was a lie. So I don't care about working a 9 to 5. I work a 9 to 5, anything to not be in the streets. So straight shout out to bro. I see you, bro, just tapped in. Dennis. So even somebody like Dennis then lost half his siblings to the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody I went to school with, somebody I know from the hood, and you start looking at things that, like, you know what I'm saying, with his brother Don could have, Don was boxing, and even if Don wouldn't have, been a championship boxer, he could have been a championship trainer or a champ. Like, our life is more precious than material things. We're used to um people setting these standards for us and saying that you got to drive this, you got to do this, you got to do that, and they thinking that the women looking for that. Oh, you a scrub. Oh, I don't date no scrubs. You a scrub and all of that. And that was cool. That was cool before. It ain't cool when you spending your life in prison. It ain't cool when you spending 20 years in prison. It ain't cool when you get a bit and your son grow up and your son got a bit. I was working out with a guy. He came out one day and he just wasn't there for real. Like, he was there physically, but mentally he wasn't there. And I said, man, what's wrong with you? He said, Jackpot, they just gave my son life yesterday. This man, like fourth, fifth bit. He's been doing pit pat bits all of this boy life. 2 years here, 3 years here. He had 8 on this bit. And he said, man, they just gave my son life. I'm just telling y'all, man, it's real, bro. It's not a movie. It's not these hood books. It's not the songs. It's not none of that, man. Life is real, bro. Life is real. And I had to take my life for real because I got kids now. I got kids, man. Cinco look up to me. I got kids, and there's other people with kids that have to think about their kids, because you can appease the people in the streets, or you can appease your family, the people that really care about you, because the streets not gonna love you like your family gonna love you. And then you go do something crazy and you left for dead by the streets. And then your son is 25, 30, and your son say, man, you never did nothing for me. Your daughter is out here with some bum, and she say, well, you never did nothing for me. Thank you, TT. I'm out here preaching. Y'all done went in my zone. So I don't want to stay on here all night. I got enough people on here, y'all, and it's been a long time. But I'm just telling y'all, man, I changed my life because I had to. I didn't change my life because I wanted to. I changed my life because I had to. At the rate I'm going, the rate I was going, I was either gonna spend a lot more time in jail, or I was gonna, be in somebody's grave early. And we all gonna end up in somebody's grave. We all gonna end up, that's just the natural part of life. But I'm trying to be here as long as I can for my kids. So I made that's my why. I want to be here as long as I can for my kids, man. I work out, I'm not working out trying to keep a 6-pack or none of that. I just want to be here as long as I can for my kids, y'all. Like, the motivation is real. So you got, like I said, y'all, if you got something you're trying to do, stop making the excuses and actually think about if you really are motivated by what you think you're motivated by. If you really want it bad enough to make the sacrifices that you'll have to make, anything you want gonna come with a sacrifice. It's just a natural part of life. So we have to accept that if we're not getting the results, we're not working hard enough. It's not nobody else's fault. I don't care what the thing is, whether it's not nobody else's fault, because the universe will open the world up to you. So even if you don't have the resources for something, if you can sit down and plan it out, you can make it happen. I remember the first CD that I did for my own record company, Gifted and Talented, and I had wrote down a budget, and the budget was like 20,000 or something, 15, 20,000. It was something like that. And at the time, I didn't have 20,000 to just say, here you go. What's up, Kev? That's it, bro. All day, man. It's all it's about. So, man, I appreciate you, Kev, man. Most definitely, bro. Like I say, a lot of the people on here know me from my past life, and I came a long way. But the album, I was writing it down. This is what I need. This is what I need, and it came up to somewhere between 15 and 20,000. And I didn't particularly have 20,000 to just say, here, I'm gonna spend this, but I was like, I can do this. Like I can make this happen. I'll piece it together. I can spend 2,500 this week. Another five, whatever. So somebody came over there and they seen it, and they was like, you got this much money? For real, like this is a real life story. They seen the Gifted and Talented budget, and this was my first album of me actually. That's why it's called Gifted and Talented, and my label is Gifted and Talented. And it was like this was the first album that I put all my own money. I didn't have no partners, no financiers, no nothing. And I was like, nah, I don't got it like right now, but this is what I'm doing. And the world opened up for me, and I was able to spend like 30 grand on this CD because I wrote it down and I knew exactly what I needed, and I got everything and more. I may have wanted to do 3 videos, I did 6. Whatever it was, I did more, and I spent more, and I had the impact that I was planning on having. I was on Vlad TV and different things, and I was in Don Diva magazine. Like I literally set aside this budget without having it, and the universe made it happen. The same thing happened with Fire and Brimstones. Like I wrote it down that this is a trilogy, and I didn't use any old music. Like put everything together as it was coming. People start sending me beats, and people, it started coming together. And bigger features, called me. Somebody may have called me. I'm in the studio with Bodie, Bodie said, "What's up? Pull up," or whatever. So I pull up, and Elzai reached out, and Black Milk and Guilty Simpson, and even some of the producers, Kid the producer, he hit me up, and all of these things just start happening because I put it out into the universe, and I put positivity into the universe, and all the positivity brought me back positivity. So in the midst of fighting my case, I put out some negative things, and it was negative things that were thrown at me, and some of those negative things I could have avoided, but I was already in a negative space because I was fighting for my life. So I fought with those demons as I was fighting my case, because it gave me the energy that I needed to fight my case, to fight what life was throwing at me. So I fought those battles, and it was certain things that I would have avoided if I wasn't going through what I was going through. So at this point, I've seen people start things or do stuff, and stuff that I would have commented on before, I ignore. Things that I would have had an opinion about, I keep it to myself because I don't want to put off a certain energy. So you have to be motivated enough. You have to want it enough to make sacrifices, and you have to put the right energy in the world, or things will not work out, y'all. And I don't think I know everything because I'm getting a college degree. I'm trying to explain to y'all how I changed my life. This is not about the degree. This is about me changing my life. I got a client hit me up. She missed the session yesterday. Now she want to kick it. But I'm telling you, like it's a force. You have to put so much positivity in the world that you literally stiff arm negativity. You got to stiff arm negativity and keep it moving, So I don't even have people bringing me negative. Like people call me, they don't even call me with negativity because they see it's not what I'm on. I'm not entertaining it. So when you start entertaining negativity, you start getting it. So in my life, I've made so many bad decisions that it took some real focus. It took a lot of courage, first of all. It took a lot of determination, because I came home, I still had connections. I didn't tell nobody. So with me coming home, it was still opportunities to do certain things. And I had to be dedicated to my mission enough to say, nah, I'm gonna go this way. And that's what I did. So 2 years later, I'm graduating, y'all, with a business degree, and I'm start my let me see. I'm trying to see all the comments. Y'all want to make sure I shout y'all out. But and I start my MBA program in on the 9th. So that's like 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So it's a process. Don't try to take it all out at one bite. Don't get overwhelmed by the process. Just stick to the process. Stay grounded. Make sure everything in your life is exactly the way that it would be if you had what you're trying to attain. So everything is a process, and you have to accept the fact that You have to do the hard work. Nobody is going to do the hard work for you. I did the hard work. I'm graduating with a 3.7 and I'm proud of myself. And I want to thank everybody else for being patient with me. Sometimes I can't kick it as much as I used to. I can't do things the way I used to. And I want to thank y'all. So shout out to Amber. I seen Amber get on here. How you doing, Amber? And congratulations to you too, for everything that you got going on. So thank y'all for staying tuned. As long as y'all stay tuned, this is the longest I ever been live. I'm gonna do some more lives. I'm gonna talk some more stuff, and I hope I can help people. If you have anywhere that you want me to speak publicly, please reach out to me. I want to do public speaking, more public speaking, and I want to go out and help people. And I just want to thank y'all again for tuning in. It's JP1. Follow me on all social media. What's up, Nas? You missed it. You might have to watch the recap. It's real long, but it's some good information in here. So shout out to everybody that tuned in. If you're still tuning in, I really appreciate it.